apples and pear, we have 200 more apples than the pears. After 1/4 of the apple and 2/7 of the pear being sold, then now we have only 170 more apples than the pears. Question is that how many apples initially, and then part B, how many pears actually left behind towards the end. Okay, let's construct a model. So A stands for apple, P stands for pears. So I think initially the model could be something like this. The bar for apple should be longer, pear should be shorter a bit. And here the difference is at 200. So 1/4 of the apple being sold, let's say here is 1/4, 3/4. Then this is 2/7 of the pear being sold, or something like this. Then here the difference now reduced to only 170. Okay, but this model may be a bit harder to solve. So what I'm trying to do now is that I'm trying to align these two together. So we are asking, actually the whole thing will be shifted towards to the right by 170. Okay, let's construct a new one that will be easier for us to do the calculation. So A again, no change. Okay, then for P, this one will be shifted now to maybe something like this. Okay, so this one will align properly. Okay, then after shifted, I think this part will be just 30 only. Meanwhile, this one will be 170. Then bear in mind that this is now actually in the ratio of 3:1. Meanwhile, this one I think will be 5:2. Okay, now let's begin with by setting up maybe this one as 2x. Okay, then this one obviously is 5x. Okay, this one make sure that, remember this one align properly. So therefore, on top, this one will be 2x plus 30. Then 1 to 3, then this one will be times 3 will be 6x plus 90, right? Okay, now basically this one equals to this one plus this one. So now we can form an equation. 6x plus 90 equals to 5x plus 170. So 6x minus 5x equals to 170 minus 90. So x equals to 80. Okay, once we have the value for x, then we can solve for part A and part B. Part A, the initial numbers of apples. So obviously is 6x plus 90 plus 2x plus 30, which is 8x plus 120, 8 times 80 plus 120. I think this one is 640 plus 120. Answer is 760. Then for part B, number of pairs left behind. This one simply 5x only. That means it's 5 times 80. The answer is 400. Okay, so these are the two answers. Prepare some fishball for the birthday party. 60% of the guests are children, so therefore 40% should be adults. Within the children, the ratio of girls to boy is 5:3. And then a total of 9,408 fishball prepared, and then so that each adult's getting 5 fishballs, and then each child will get 6 fishballs. Okay, then the question now is that what will be the ratio for the number of fishball that the adults receiving versus the children, right? Then give your answer in the CPS form. Okay, so I think the working should be like this. This is adults to children, right? So adults 5 fishball, then each child receives 6. But then the percentage, the ratio is that for adult, this one's supposed to be 40%. So I put 0.4. Then for the children is 60%, so times 0.6. All right. So we simplify from here. So this one, actually you can consider to throughout multiply by 10 so that to avoid the decimal. So it will become 5 times 4, then 6 times 6, right? Then this is 20 to 36. I think can reduce to 5 to 9. This is the answer for part A. Okay, then for part B, how many boys actually attend the party? Okay. Okay, I think based on the ratio from the part A, we calculate the number of fishball given to the children. Number of fishball for the children. Okay, so this one I think because now this is 5 to 9, so I think we can use 9408. For the children is 9, right? So 9 over 5 plus 9. 5 plus 9 is in fact is 14. So the bottom this is 14. So you press a bit of a calculator. 9408 times 9, then divided by 14. And this should be 6048. Okay, this one check, no mistake. After that, we are going to find the number of children. Because each child, I think, receives 6 fishball. So I think this is simply just using this new answer, 9048 then divided by 6. And this will give us 1008. All right. Okay, then now eventually find the number of boys. I think that will become, because the girls to boys is 5 to 3, so therefore it should be 1008, boys is 3, 3, then over 3 plus 5, right? Then the bottom is 8. So 1008 times 3 divided by 8, the answer comes 378. In this question, we have 2 tanks. Part A, find the volume of the water in tank B. Then the water from tap A is going in at 2.7 liter per minute. Meanwhile, for tap B is actually coming out at 2.4 liters per minute. So both taps actually turn on at the same time. At some point later, then the water level will be the same, all right? So the question is that by the time, what is the height of the water level? Okay, all right. So I think for us to solve this one, okay, we just quickly settle the part A first, which simply just these 3 all multiply together. So the answers for this is simply 60 times 45 times 80. That will give us 21600. Unit is cm cube, by the way. Okay, then next one, the water going in at this rate, which is 2.7 liter per minute. Now 1 liter is 1000 cm cube. And then TP coming out at 2.4 liter per minute now. So I think what we are doing next is at the moment when the water level are actually the same that time, let's assume that maybe somewhere here. I say somewhere here. Yeah. So there are actually 2 heights. This one, let's say, is called H1. This one is called H2. Are you okay? These 2 heights suppose add together will be back to the 45 cm. So we just calculate the two volume in the 10A with the HX1, then the 10B with the HX2. All right. So now, so we get the volume first. Let's say the time taken, right, will be T. So for the H1, I think is 2.7 liter changed to 2,700 cm cube times the time taken. This will become the volume. Then divided by the 45 and 40. These two are 45 and 40. So this one get the H1. For the tape B, that one actually the water is coming out. So the rate is 2400, then times the T. Then divided by these two, right? 80 and 60. These two make sure you get the right values. So divided by 80 and 60. Then added together will be the 45 cm. So far, okay, this equation. Okay, so then this one, of course, if paper 2, if this question in paper 2, of course, you press the calculator. 2700 divided by 45 divided by 40 will give us 1.5 T. Meanwhile, for second one, 2400 divided by 80 then divided by 60 will give us 0.5 T. So that means this will give us 2T equals to 45. And hence, therefore, for 1T is just 22.5 minute. Question asking for, in fact, asking for H1. So asking for H1. So basically just this figure, then just update the T by 22.5. Okay. So therefore, we can now, based on this one, so 2700 times 22.5 divided by again 45 and 40. Okay, this one obviously press calculator will give us 33.75. Unit wise is cm. This question, Alfred went to Ben's house. He targeted to reach at 6 p.m. If he walks at this speed, 60 meters per minute, he will be 16 minutes late. If jog at a faster speed, 80 meters per minute, then only 6 minutes late. So the question simply asks the distance between the two houses. Okay, so assume that, let's say, for example, the time, right, taken until 6 p.m., let's say is T. So isn't that this one, we can treat this as T plus 16. Meanwhile, for this one, I think it's only T plus 6. Now, because of the same distance, remember the distance formula is that D equals to ST. Okay, so we can compute. So if for walking, I think the equation will be the speed 60 times bracket T plus 16, right? Then for jogging, 80, then this one should times bracket T plus 6. Am I right? Okay, between 60 and 80, I think we can do a bit of cancellation. I think both divided by 20. This is 3, this is 4. We cancel a bit first. So after that, this one rainbow will times in 3T plus 48, 40 plus 24. Okay, then we do the shifting. 48 minus 24 is 40 minus 3T. So we write the T back to the left side. Okay, so T should be 24. I think this one will be 24 minutes. 24 minutes. Okay, but however, the question asks for distance. So the final distance, maybe we can use, I use 80 now. 80 bracket 24 plus 6. So 80 times 30, therefore is 2400 meters. One third of James' money, same as 3/5 of Lancy money. After Jane gave Lancy $42, both having the same amount. Question is, how much money did Lancy have at first? Okay, I think we construct the model. Jane, Lancy. Maybe let's start with Lancy first. Let's say Lancy having 5x. So 3x will be the same as 1/3 of Jane. So Jane should have something like this, 3x, 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 right? So this one will align properly. Then afterwards, Jane is going to give Lancy $42. They're the same, right? So here, transfer over $42. Okay. Now, for Jane, add together should be 9x. For Lancy, altogether should be 5x. So the difference here is actually 4x. And now they are supposed to be equal. So each one 2x, 2x here. So far, so good. Okay, so obviously now 2x corresponding to $42. So 2x corresponding to $42, making 1x is just $21, right? So the question is on Lancy, how much Lancy have first? So Lancy obviously is this part, which is 5x. So therefore simply times 5. And therefore the answer is 105. In this question, on Monday, Amy has $90 while Rachel has $10. On Tuesday, they are going to start a fixed amount deposit. For Rachel, she will save $2 more than Amy on each day. After 10 days, Amy will have twice the amount of money than Rachel, right? How much Amy will save on each day? Okay, so now the model could be like this. Starting with $90 and $10. Okay, just put 90 and 10. So for the next 10 days, each day, Rachel will save $2 more. So let's assume that for the 10 days, Amy will save X amount of money, right? Then for Rachel, because each day she saved $2 more than Amy, so I think altogether she will have X plus 20, am I right? So this part altogether will actually form X plus 30. Let's combine together. This one will become X plus 30, am I right? And at that time, Amy, the amount will be 2 times of Rachel. So I think this part you expect to be another X plus 30, am I right? Okay, so here we can form a simple equation. So after 10 days, I think we can form this equation now. 90 plus X equals to 2X plus 60, am I right? So we will expect the X equals to 30. So this is the amount of money that Amy will save within the 10 days. So for each day, simply Amy will actually save $30 divided by 10. Therefore, the answer is $3. Question, Madam Khoo bake equal number of cupcakes and biscuits. She sold 32 cupcakes and 20 biscuits. Then the number of cupcakes that left behind is 4/7 of the number of biscuits that left behind. So the question is that how many biscuits did she bake at first? Okay, so we construct the model. Cupcake, biscuits, equal number. Then for the cupcake, so let's say 32. For the biscuits, only 20. Then the remaining behind, which is the number of cupcakes is 4/7 of the biscuit. So we can maybe call this as 4x. Then this one should be 7x. So obviously here, the difference is 3x. And this is also the difference of 32 minus 20, which is 12. Then this will give us x equals to 4. So the question asking, how many biscuits that should be at first? So which is these two add together. So therefore the answer will be, when these two add together, this will become 7 times 4 plus 20. 28 plus 20, answer is 48. In these questions, Mike bought 3 types of stationery: pencil, pen, and the file. These are the price per each item. And below, show the bar graph for the amount of money that's spent on each type of stationery. Question simply asking for the total number of stationery that actually bought by Mike. Now, this question by right is not tough, but I still bring up this question. I think it's just to highlight that even a question that is not too difficult, you still have to be very careful, because I have witnessed students actually still making mistake. The mistake actually on reading the graph, okay? So for example, this one, you got to read very carefully. Pencil, of course, very easy to read. This one definitely will be 10. Now, but pen, this one you read carefully. This one we have altogether, we have 5 spaces here. So 10 divided by 5 should be 2. Okay, so therefore this one, we have 4 spaces here. So therefore will be 8. All right, read carefully. And likewise for this one also, the file, back to file, I think this will be 36. Am I right? So the calculation basically is for each amount, then you divide by the price for each item, then you will get the quantity. Then later on, just add up each together. So calculation wise, simply go to each one. So for the first one, the file, this one should divided by $4. Read very carefully. Align properly. This one should be $4. Then pen should divide by $2. Then pencil should divide by 0.5. So we can just settle everything all together now. So we should have 36 divided by $4, then plus 8 divided by $2, and last one is 10 divided by 0.5. Okay. If this one is a paper 1 question, then this one you have to do it very carefully. All right. So 10 divided by 0.5, actually 10 divided by half. This one will be the same as 10 divided by half, right? So it will be the same as 10 times 2. So in fact, this is 20. So be careful on that if this is paper 1 question. Okay, anyway, this is 9, this is 4, and this is 20. Therefore, the final answer is just 33. In this question, Ms. Steele is giving students some sweet. If each student is given 4 sweet, then we have 3 sweet left behind. If each student is given 6 sweets, then short of 1 sweet. So the question is that what is the smallest possible number of sweet that Ms. Steele actually having? So I think I've seen actually some other methods. I feel that this coming one should be the easiest one. Okay, let me share with you. So if each student is given 4 sweet, you assume that we have only 1 student, and then we have 3 sweet left behind. Isn't that it should be 4 plus 3 will be 7. Then for 2 students, 4 times 2 plus 3 will be 11. Then 4 times 3 plus 3 will be 15. So you notice that actually keep on adding 4, you get the next numbers, right? And so on and so forth, like this. Then similarly, for 6 student, but this one short of 1 suite. So for 1 student should be 6 times 1, then minus 1. This one rather minus 1, 5. Then 6 times 2, 12 minus 1, 11. 6 times 3, 18 minus 1 is 17. So you will keep on adding the 6, you will actually get the next figures, right? In fact, the answer have already come out, right? Which is 11, right? Then for the next one, then will be next common value will be 23, and so on and so forth. All right? Okay, job done. Question: Claire bought a bottle of washing detergent. This is a volume 2.5 liters. Then she used 40 ml for Monday, each day from Monday to Friday. Then for the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, she used 50 ml on each day. So if she start using the new bottle on one particular Tuesday, then on which day she will actually use up the all the detergent, All right, so these are the options. Okay, first of all, we got to know that for 1 liter it should be 1000 ml. So 2.5 liter is actually 2850. Okay, let's compute the total volume of the washing detergent being used for 1 complete week. So isn't that it should be Monday to Friday, 40 times 5, then plus weekends 50, then times 2. So this is 200 plus 100, I think is 300 ml. Now take note that this one is start on Tuesday. So in fact, for the first week, we got to minus off the Monday. Monday is it should be 40 ml, right? Monday is actually 40 ml. So the starting week is actually 260. Am I right? 260. Okay, then so we go and calculate from 2850 minus of 260. I think this will end up 2590, right? 2590. So we go and do some division. If 2590 divided by 300, 8, 2400 and 190, right? So that means subsequently, because for the rest they are complete week, so it's 300. This one can last for 8 more weeks. 8 more weeks, this one should come to the 9th week. This is also 300. Then all together, this will give us 2400. Okay. And then for the 10th week, I think we only left behind 190. So far, so good. Okay, right? So for 190, I think can use until Friday, am I right? Because on the Thursday, 40 times 4 is 160. Okay, then by Friday, leaving behind 30 ml being used. So for the final answer, okay, so this one you still need to do a bit more calculation. It will be 190. Then 190 divided by 40. So 4160, 30, right? So therefore, by Friday, you will use up. So the answer, I think, is option 4, Friday. In this question, Merrick spent 1 week to read the books. He started on Monday. The ratio of the number of pages that read to not read is 1 to 5. After that, on Tuesday, he read another 120 pages. Then by then, the 70% of the book actually still not read. Then for the rest of the week, he read the same number of pages for every day. So question is that for the rest of the week, how many pages did he read? Okay, so perhaps be like this. Let's say on Monday that time, he only read 1/6, right, by then, because it's 1 to 5. So this is on Monday, 5. So effectively, this is 1/6 versus 5/6. Am I right? Then for Tuesday, we read another. So build upon the Monday. This is Monday. 120 pages. Okay. So by then the ratio is 7. So 3 to 7, that means from here up to here, this is 3/10. Then for the rest is 7/10. Okay, so far so good. Now maybe perhaps we try to turn them into ratio. So what we need to do now, I think we look at the denominator. So denominator 6 versus 10, right? So we look for the LCM, the least common multiple. I think between 6 and 10 is 30, right? Okay, 30. So what we are going to do now is we change this. For example, the whole book is 30x. Okay, so now we go and change it now. 1/6, I think this will correspond to 5x. Then this is 25x. Then for the Tuesday one, up to here, this one I think will be 9x. Yeah, I wrote over here. This is 9x. And then this one will become 21x. All right. Now, after that, I think we base on the difference between these two. We notice that this is 5x, this is 9x. The difference is 120. So obviously, the difference is 4x, corresponding to 120 pages. So 1x obviously is 30 pages, right? Value for x that we can answer now. How many pages Mervick read every day for the rest of the week? So I think this one, we got to look at these figures. Then this one actually for the rest of the week, that means 5 days there. Okay, so what we need to do now is that the answer should be 21 times the x, which is 30, and then divided by 5. Am I right? So this one, 21 times 6 lah, basically. So the answer should be 126. Question, Irene is now 2 years old. Then she is actually 10 years younger than Kelvin. So Kelvin, I think we have to plus 10. Then for Judy is half the total age of Irene and Kelvin. So how old is Judy now? Then leave your answer in terms of R. Then later when R goes to 7, what will be the total age for the 3 girls? Now take note, it's 4 years ago. All right. Okay, so I think 3 columns, 1 for Irene, 1 for Kelvin, 1 for Judy, right? Okay, so for Irene, straight away 2R. Then for Kelvin, okay, because Irene is 10 years younger than Kelvin, so for Kelvin should be 2R then plus 10. Okay, be sure it's plus 10. Then after that, Judy simply add up 2R and 2R plus 10 together, then divided by 2. So this will end up 4R plus 10 divided by 2. And this should be 2R plus 5. All right. So this is actually the answers for part A. Okay, then for part B, given that R goes to 7, so if R goes to 7, I think we can update all this value, 14, right? And then followed by 24, right? And then followed by 2 times 7 plus 5, I think will be 19, Okay, now total age of the 3 girls 4 years ago. So for the answers, I think is 14 plus 24 plus 19. Now this is a crucial moment. 4 years ago, make sure that this one you minus, not 4, but minus 3 times of the 4. Okay, effectively it's minus 4, minus 4, minus 4. So each of them have to minus 4. This one you have to take note, right? So if everything goes well, add up together, then minus altogether 12, 57 minus 12 anyway, then the final answer is actually 45. At an exhibition, the number of men and women initially is 10 to 3. Halfway through the exhibition, 110 men left, and then the number of men will be 4/12 of the total number of women, or total number of people, rather, who left behind. So the question is, how many women were there at the exhibition? Okay, so now I think we construct this model, men and women. So initially it's 10 to 3, am I right? Then after that, we have 110 men leaving. Let's say this is 110. The ratio will drop to, in fact, it's 5 to 7. This one 4/12, that means men and women should be 5 to 7. So be able to pick up this ratio. Okay, so I believe you write something like this first. So this is in between these two is 5 to 7. Then for the overall, to this, rather 10 to 3. Am I right? Is that 10 to 3? Now, I think this is the common part, as you can see. This one both referring to the women. So for these two different models, I think we try to make them the same. So I think for 3 and 7 to make them the same, I think just 21, I think will be good. All right. Okay, so if this is 21, I think the model could become, this one will be 21x. Okay, so 5 to 7, right? I think this part is just 15x. And over this is 70x, right? Because 21x is 3, corresponding to 3. So 1 is 7x, 10 will be 70x. Okay, so altogether this is 70x. So isn't that this part, just this part will be 70x minus 15x. That would end up 55x. Okay, well done. So this is the one that we are trying to get hold of it. So 55x corresponding to 110. Very nice. So 1x is just 2. Am I right? Okay, so x corresponding to 2. Then now we can answer the question. So how many women at the exhibition? So in other words, simply asking for this part. So simply 21x, that means it's 21 times 2. Therefore, the answer simply is 42. A chef has a total mass of 6.05 kg for the flour and sugar. He used up 3/4 of the flour and 1/4 of the sugar. Then we'll have the same amount of the flour and sugar left behind. Question simply asks for how much flour at first. Okay, so I think the two bar, one is for the flour, one for the sugar. So flour, that one use up 3/4 of it. So possibly maybe here. So these are all used up. Then this one in the ratio of 1 to 3, am I right? Then when come to the sugar one, now make sure that the sugar and flour actually leaving behind actually the same amount. So therefore, use up 1/3, right? So likely something like this perhaps. This one being used up. Use up 1/3, that means I think this should be 2 to 1 now, right? Correct, something like that. Okay, so you based on this one, perhaps you can just try to say that perhaps we start off with maybe this one. This is x. And this one will be 2x. Now, because these two are actually the same, these two are actually the same now. So therefore, thinking that this side, this is also 2x. and then times 3, this one will be 6x, correct not? So total up, this is 8x, this one is 3x, then all together is 11x, right? 11x. Then we are told that actually this 11x suppose corresponding to 6.05 kg, and then this one both sides divided by 11. 6.05 divided by 11 will end up 0.55 kg, by the way. Okay, question asking for how much flour at first. So isn't that is these two add together, which we have computed is 8x. Okay, so the answer is coming now, 8x. So times 8. This one should be 4.4 kg. Now, but I think in the format, right, in the answer, I think they want kg and gram. So I think ultimately we write this as 4 kg. The 0.4 kg will be 400 grams. So make sure you fulfill the final format. Question. A bag contains 123 blue cubes, orange cubes, and green cubes at first. 27 blue cubes removed from the bag, and 39 green cubes will be put inside. The ratio of the blue and then the orange to the green, okay, blue to orange to green, at the end in the ratio of 1 to 3 to 5. Question simply asks how many green cubes contains at first. Okay, I think this is a before and after that kind of scenario. So blue, orange, and green. So before, after. Okay, actually we can start with the after first because 1 to 3 to 5. So simply say this is x, this is 3x, this is 5x. So after that we go and undo. So we go back. So 27 blue cubes actually removed, right? So rather before should be adding back the 27. For the green cubes, that one would be rather add in, right? Add in, then now rather undo this, so rather minus. The only thing unchanged is actually the orange, no change. And suppose when all this add together, back to the initial number, which is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we are basically trying to solve this equation. So we bring down here to continue to solve. So all the x term come together will be 9x. Then 27 minus 39 should be minus 12 equals to 1, 2, 3. And then bring the minus 12 over, become plus 12. 1, 2, 3 plus 12 will end up 1, 3, 5. Then now both sides divided by 9 will get 15. Okay. And then I think we are ready to answer the question. How many green cubes are actually there at first? So green one at first is this figure, am I right? So we are going to compute 5 times 15 minus 39, which is 75 minus 39, which will end up 36. The average of 4 different even number is 22. All 4 numbers are 2-digit numbers. And then the biggest one is 26. Then find the smallest possible numbers. Okay, first of all, the average is 22 for 4 numbers. So therefore the sum, I think simply 22 times 4, which is 88. And these are the 4 numbers. The largest one is 26. So if 88 minus 26, then the difference I think we have is 62. So it means that this first 3 number, the sum will be 62. Now, because we want to get this number being the smallest one, so isn't that we should try to keep these 2 numbers the largest? 26 is taken, I think, and then all the 4 numbers must be different even number. So making that, I think these 2 numbers got to be 24 and then followed by 22. So therefore, For the smallest possible number, I think we should have 62 minus 24 minus 22. And then the answer, I think, will end up 16. In this question, the figure below shows the net of an open rectangular box. So the question simply asks for the volume of the box. So when we fill up this box, I think some of them are actually the same. So let's highlight. So this is 30 cm, right? We expect this is also 30 cm. This one or this will be the same. Am I right? Okay, then what else? For this one, I think all the same also after we throw up. Correct? Then obviously all this will be the same also for this. Obviously, Okay, so I think that's about it. So after we have identified, I think we can slowly find out one by one. So if this is 30, this one definitely 30, this is also 30, this is also 30. Now, because these two are supposed to be the same, so I think we ask the total length 60 minus the 30 first, later divide by 2, right? So isn't that each one will be 15? Then this one also 15, all these are 15 there. Okay, then the orange one ultimately will be this 83 minus 30 and minus 15. So 83 minus 30 minus 15, I think that will actually give us 38. This is actually 38. Okay, double check one more time, make sure everything is okay. Then for the volume itself, isn't that just simply compute by 30 times 38 times 15. Okay, then the value is 17,100 units wise cm cube. This question, Mrs. Sito arranged the pupil into 4 equal groups of boys and 5 equal groups of girls. The number of girls was 5 more than the number of boys in each group. Then 3/8 of the pupils were the boys. So question is how many pupils altogether? Okay, so what we do now is that for the boys and girls, for the boy, let's say now 4 equal groups, right? So let's say each group we have X. So we have something like this. So all these are X, 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 X. So collectively, these are 4X, right? Collectively 4X. Then for the girls side will be like this. We have 5 groups. And each group will have 5 more students than the boys. So we'll end up like this, perhaps. So 5 group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then each one is X plus 5, right? All the way, all these just repeat until the last one also X plus 5. So collectively here, I think we have 5X plus 25, am I right? 5X plus 25, so 5X plus 25. Now, in fact, this one, right, we can actually split to 4X plus X plus 25. So in other words, actually this part, this one it will be X plus 25, am I right? This one is just X plus 25, right? Now, overall for the boys, right, occupy 3/8. So in fact, this is 3/8. Overall, then this is obviously 5/8. So if you find the difference between overall the girls and then the boy, I think it's just simply so let me just shift it over a little bit first. Okay, so I think we just simply have the difference. The difference is actually the X plus 25, am I right? The difference is X plus 25. Then this one corresponding to if you, in terms of fraction, will be 5/8, the girls minus the boy 3/8. Now this one should be 2/8 and end up 1/4. Are you okay? 1/4. So now 1/4, now it happens that both sides times 4, isn't that this will end up 4x plus 100, right? Then times 4, this one, that means it's the 1, that means the total here. Now, this is a very meaningful result because why? Because you notice that this 4x is this 4x. Okay, so plus the 100, you get the overall one. So isn't that this plus the 100, this 100 there, expect to be this? Do you agree? Expect to be this now, right? So in other words, for the girls now, it's just simply 100. Okay, can we conclude like this? Okay, right? For the girls now, just become 100. Now, boys and girls in the ratio of 3:5. So based on this ratio, I think the boys, you can easily compute this should be 60. Am I right? Should be 60. So overall, they just asked for the total number of pupils there. So isn't that the final answer? Simply, we have both figures already, just simply this 60 and 100 add together. So answer, therefore, is 160. 160. Question, the table below show the changes of the domestic usage of the water. For the first 40 meter cube is 146 cents per meter cube. Then above 40 meter cube, then will drop to 102 cents per meter cube. Then Lee family pay this amount in June. Then just simply calculate the amount of water, how much water actually being used. Okay, so now first of all, these cents, right? I think we change to dollar first. So for the first 40 meter cube, I think it should be $1.46 times the 40. Then this will give us 58.40, right? 58.40. Then after that, we use the total amount of money that being paid, 86.96 minus of this first 58.40. That will give us 28.56. This 28.56 is now subject to the new rate, which is under this 102 cents per meter cube. So therefore, from there, we try to calculate the amount of water being used above the 40 meter cube. So this is $28.56 divided by $1.02, and this will give us 28 meter cube by right, the unit. Okay, so now we can find the total volume, which is the first 40 meter cube plus the next 28 meter cube. So the final answer is 68. Put back the unit meter cube. In this question, the figure shows a cube, right? So we see the following which one is the correct choice for the net of the cube. Now, the approach actually we can go by elimination. That means we just find out those that are actually not possible. So you just try to think about it. Like for example, the first one, I think which one not possible? I think this one not possible, right? Because when you throw it up, I think this one will actually go nowhere for this one after you throw up here. So can you visualize it? Then for the two, that one, these two not possible because they will crash. Okay, they will actually fall on the same place. And likewise, actually for 4 also, these two actually the same argument also. You can try these two, actually not possible one. They will actually crash also, right? Then you go by elimination, then you check the last one. The 3, I think should be okay. Okay, there's no pieces of square, actually they will crash or overlap. So therefore the answer for this is option number 3.